Welcome to the night shift, ladies and gentlemen. I got my boy in here, upcoming producer, Mr. Denim, Dell in the mix. Yes, sir. For the people who don't know who you are, go ahead and introduce yourself real quick.
Man, Denim Dell, man. I hail out of Texas, Arkansas, Texas, man, from everywhere. From Texas to the island, man. Come on now.
Come on, man. And before we get into anything special, I just did an interview. I think he's your cousin, if I'm not mistaken. Is he family to you?
Yeah, Sergeant. Sergeant B, Sergeant, all of them.
Okay, how do y'all tie together? We got to get that out the way.
Okay,
he had told me, he was like, oh, because I told him who was coming up next and stuff, and he was like, damn, he was like, that's family.
Yeah, that's my younger cousin. We got about a 3-year age gap, 3 to 4 years. But, we basically went to high school together. We were on the drum line together, and man, I think my folks just told me like, yeah, you know them your people, and then from there we just kind of locked in. Yeah, he was the closest one in age. Like Rick was way older. Okay. Then Jeremy and Kobe was way younger. So.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense. All right, so we're here in the lab, obviously. Is there a name for this studio? Is there a name come up with yet?
Really? Not yet.
You said not yet?
It changes. It'll be the lab one day. It'll be the back cave.
Okay. Give me cave vibes.
Yeah,
I like that. Give me cave vibes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start off with first of all, since you're a producer, what kind of gave you the inspiration for music in general?
Music in general.
Let's start from the beginning. How did we become Denim Dell? First of all, for the people who don't, what's your actual name? I like to kind of get down and get a little personal. What's your first? You don't have to say your last. What's your actual first name?
Turn into DJ Vlad. No. But my first name is Kendra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kendra. Okay, that's cool. So how did you get Denim Dell?
Denim Dell come from a whole different lifestyle. Yeah, they come from something totally different. So basically, me and my homeboy Trayvon, when we were in high school, we used to do a whole bunch of ripping and running house parties, all that stuff, and that's what we ended up coming up with the name for that. Just Denim Dan and Denim Dell. Okay. So yeah, I used to run the streets with.
Cool. All right, so let me not hop back over the first question I asked real quick.
Oh, the music.
Yeah. So what kind of inspired you to get into the? Because I know I asked you 2 questions at once. What kind of inspired you to get into the music game?
The music game or music just in general?
Oh, well, I say music in general. I take music as being the music game. Once you're in, you can't kind of get out.
Well, all right, boom. So you got what? Going into middle school is when you start picking your electives and stuff like that.
Right.
So, man, just that, picking music and getting on the drum line. Yeah. And so that's kind of where I get like my knowledge of music, but it go even before that. Like my parents, my pops, growing up in church. Yeah, so it kind of started there. Like I was probably playing drums at church, like around like the 6th or 7th grade, and then from there, going through high school, graduating, going through college on the drum line, and then a little bit later on down the line, deciding like, hey, I see you can make money from this, you can live, you can do other, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, sustain yourself from this. So I was like, yeah. So that's where that stemmed from.
Okay. So the church really.
Yeah. Well, no. I wouldn't say the church really. That give me some of the seasoning.
Okay.
Yeah. It contribute to some of the sauce, but that's not why the origin of it. That's not where it started for sure.
Right. So getting into school, kind of getting into the music. What was your first time that you kind of just was like, this is something I want to take besides learning like chords and music notes and just learning what we call the basic education of music?
All right, so boom, when you first learning music, you don't really learn chords and stuff like that. You learn how to read music,
right?
And you learn like rhythms,
right.
Chords and music theory kind of come later, like once you get to college, I would say, for the most part. Okay. So learning how to read music and rhythm came from, I went to Texas Middle School. So I had Mr. Digby was my percussion director.
Shout out.
So that's where they come from. And then so I attribute that part of my foundation to him. Then I went to Liberty Allo High School, and Mr. T. Randall was the director there, drumline director. And over there, I would say they give you more creative freedom, so you can express everything that you're into. So it's like you got like a PWI versus a HBCU.
Okay.
And so so that's kind of what the transition was like. And so man, during that time, drumline, that's all I thought about.
Drumline?
Yes, man.
So that seems to run kind of in the family a little bit.
Yeah.
So the drumline, what did you play per se?
So in middle school, marching is my favorite.
Okay.
Like in concert season, you kind of play music, everything. But marching was my favorite. So marching in middle school, I started out on snare. Once I got in the 8th grade, I ended up getting on the quads or the quintets, whatever we had.
Right.
And then I transferred to LE, and Mr. T was like, "Yeah, nah, you too small for the quad." So he put me back on snare. And so from there on out, I became one of the goats of LE. On that snare, for sure. Like yeah. So all throughout high school, I played snare.
So what was your high school years? When did you graduate?
2009 to 2012.
Okay. Oh, so you way before me.
Yeah.
I graduated in 2019.
My boy hit the kid hard.
Damn, I'm sorry. I'm just glad to be done. Yeah. It's 10 years before my time, and I'm sure it was a different feeling as far as LE and like how the rivalry was as far as the bands. Because I'm gonna be honest, I told the same thing to you because y'all kind of been shitting on us down here, and I mean there's 4 schools.
Where'd you go to school at? Who's you? Arkansas?
Oh yeah, I'm Arkansas.
Alright, so we wasn't necessarily our rivals.
Well, no, I mean as far as everybody in Texas, Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all ain't got no rivals down here. We know.
well, I would say like y'all were just adjacent to us. Like we would watch y'all in Texas. Like so when I was in school, it used to be like the Texas versus Arkansas beef was like for real. Like cats was getting beat up, dying, like
pulling up.
It was a real deal.
Yeah.
And so but at the ILO, that ain't got nothing to do with us. So it's like, yeah, we just kind of watch that. But I think our people that we wanted to make sure we kind of was stepping on was PG in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
definitely Atlanta.
Yeah, most definitely. So that was that.
Because Atlanta want to be Texarkana. I mean, they don't really have much down there, to be honest.
Yeah, Atlanta. You
don't want to say too much.
I don't want to make too. No, yeah, I don't.
You don't want to give them too much props. Okay, so that's cool. All right, so after high school, you went ahead and went to college, right?
Yep.
So what did you major in? How long were you in college?
Man, I majored in music.
Okay. Well, first of all, what college did you go to?
I went to Southern Arkansas University, Magnolia. So I'm SAU, Magnolia.
Okay.
So yeah, I did that.
Okay. So you came to the A side,
Yeah, for sure. That's why I say I don't got no interest.
Exactly.
That's when I started realizing that man, it's more to life than this Texas versus
exactly.
Yeah, man. So went to SAU, man, and met some cool cats, man. But yeah, I majored in music. I had a full scholarship in music. But during that time, man, I was a knucklehead. So I was basically.
Were you like a trouble starter knucklehead, or was you just like a wild, like a let's go party type?
Yeah, I wouldn't say wild, but I was on the scene type.
Yeah, he was outside there.
Man, we was well connected, man. My homeboys pledged early, so
okay.
We in the campus apartments with all the.
And why we couldn't get Denim to pledge? What was you not going for with that whole,
No, it wasn't that I wasn't going for it. It's just by the time I realized what all you had to do. I had partied and did what I did so hard, my GPA wasn't to the standard. But overall, though, like, I'm cool with some of everybody that pledged some of everything. So ultimately, I was really kind of indecisive. So when I got there at the time, I think the Alphas kind of ran the yard, and then my homeboy was the DJ out there. He was on the drum line with me. He kind of the reason I went out there for the most part. And so he used to party. He used to DJ all the parties. So I get in for free with him to help him set up equipment. He was connected with everybody.
Okay.
So like the dude who was kind of running the Alpha line, he approached me one night. But we at my partner apartments partying, and I'm lit, boy. So nothing he's saying making sense to me. I'm just in this party, this dude talking to me about this stuff,
right?
And it sounds like a Charlie Brown character. It's just womp 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 womp. So I never followed up on it.
Okay.
But yeah, when I first got there, Alpha was kind of doing their thing. They was doing their thing. Then after that, it might have been maybe the Q's or the Signals, and then or either vice versa. But long story short, my homeboy ended up pledging Signal, and I think I was gonna do that with him, but like I said, by that time I ain't had a GPA. Like I said, I was partying, going kicking it in the gym, working out, playing basketball. I didn't go play dominoes.
Right,
I wasn't,
right.
Yeah, but what's so blood about it? Like I was so cold on the drum line that like the band director there used to pull strings and get my grades and stuff adjusted.
Okay.
So like I was able to keep my scholarship for like
a little secret we probably weren't supposed to tell, but
yeah. What they say? It's past the statute of limitations.
It's past the statute.
Yeah,
okay.
it's past the
It's way
statute of
past
limitations. Yeah, we good. So yeah, man, he used to do that, and I ain't never learned my lesson. I went, man, back 2-3 times, and then also when you go to college, you gotta kind of have a sense of direction, what you really want to do. And
right.
I'm young at the time. I'm in a new environment, more freedom. It's like I want to try my hand in something.
Right. So it's almost like high school. It goes by faster than you expect.
Nah, it's way better than high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's way better.
Yeah, it's way better.
More
than
freedom,
high school.
obviously.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And it's I don't know, like high school was real cliquish.
Right.
And then so it's like everybody getting in clique. That's what it is.
Right.
In college, you might see somebody new every day. Like college lifestyle versus being back home or high school lifestyle, totally different. So
Okay. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get into some music talk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we in here in the lab or slash aka the cave,
whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
So I see you got a lot of equipment here, and that's one thing I love to see in the studio. You know, is equipment that is basically not just here but placed right. You know what I'm saying? Now sometimes people go in studios, they're like, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
But you know, you walk in some studios, they're like, okay, this person at least has what do we call
interface or
you know the basics of what I'm used to at my own studio.
Right.
Because my studio is not huge or anything by any means. It's actually going to be at a good level now, and this is I'm talking about my home studio. So this is the first time I've actually done what you've done. Went into a home studio, and I'm normally used to just getting buildings and trying to make it big and beyond. And it never really worked out for me, you know what I'm saying? So I figured, hey, I'm paying rent, at the same place that I laid my head. Right. Might as well get creative there and do something.
Write that off on your text.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's a lot of business I've been learning, and I'm 24, by the way. How old are you? Well, I'll be 24 in March. Let me not stretch. How young are you? Let me ask you.
No, I'm 31.
Young as shit.
Right.
It's young as shit.
Right.
Still got a lot of time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But what I'm getting more towards is there's a lot of people who are trying to start getting into the game, whether it be producing, engineering, or rapping.
Yeah.
And there's this new thing that, we do voiceover, talkovers, where, people talk. You get it. You in the game. Kind of where did it all start for you? And, like, when you got ready to start making your own home studio, where did you start? Like, what was the first, like, all right, I got to do this and I got to do this?
Let me see. That's the second year one. I got my first one, but I ain't gonna reach. Let me see. I reached it. Man, I started with a little $99 interface. I was on this Scarlett right here. Okay. And for those of y'all that don't know, this is basically what connects your speakers to it's a sound card, connects your speakers to your laptop. And so
they got the RCAs on the back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So man, that's kind of where I started. When I started doing it, kind of like when I got geared towards it professionally. But really, if I think about it, when I like first started making beats, man, I was on like a Windows XP desktop. Okay. And they had like some desktop JBL speakers. Yeah. And man, that was that. But yeah, my first piece of equipment probably was that Scarlett. And then I had these smaller Personos speakers that I started with, and
they still got them in the mix to this.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I like that.
If y'all want to sponsor your boy,
I like that.
I'm for it.
So where we at now? Can we kind of just run through everything real quick? What we got right now?
All right, so boom. At the time I had like an old school HP laptop.
Yeah.
It didn't have much RAM, none of that. It wasn't just crashing on me, but it wasn't the greatest either, but I made it work.
Right.
And so now I got an MSI gaming laptop that I souped up.
Okay. He said souped up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. That one got 32 gigs of RAM.
Got a V8. Okay.
Yeah. That's my Ferrari here.
Yeah.
And then I got the JBLs.
Okay. And those are 12s, right?
8s.
8s. Okay.
Yeah. Which for this setting is kind of overkill when you're in a more smaller, intimate setting.
Right.
It's a little overkill, but man, I just wanted something more
with some punch.
Yeah. Because I like the Personas because they gave me more of a flatter sound,
right?
And they not really colored, meaning like it's not. They don't tweak the bass, they don't tweak the high end.
Right.
So that's why I stuck with them. So I got them a little bit later on down the line, and then I got a sub. Really more so kind of recently, maybe about 4-5 months ago, I got this sub.
Okay.
And so
you've seen a dramatic change in everything, especially with the sound, right? I hear a lot of people say 50-50. Sometimes they hear it, sometimes they don't.
Like, yeah, and then like, but at the same time, it's like the more you go down the rabbit hole of like studying music production, engineering, and stuff like that,
right?
You traverse different levels. It'll be like you'll either be like minimalistic,
right,
or you'll be what they call like a gear slut. You'll be some everything. But I'll say this though, one of my favorite pieces that I did get was, and I used to see these everywhere, was this Apollo solo.
Okay.
And I feel like it presents your mix in one of the best ways possible versus that Scarlet. The Scarlet to me is a little bit muddier.
Okay.
Which meaning like you hear a little bit more low end. Yeah, the low end stuff more. With this Apollo, man, just the LEDs and all that stuff is gonna tell you when you're clipping, and it's a lot more transparent than that Scarlet.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
once you're ready to upgrade from the Scarlet, that's more of a
the next step. Which they got so much stuff, man.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, you'll do your research, and I'm pretty sure by now it's something that's beating Apollo.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I like that. Appreciate you kind of showing us around real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So we know that you've been down in Dallas, and I've seen you on your vlogs. So before we kind of talk about Dallas, let's talk about these vlogs that you've been putting out. Okay. I like them.
Appreciate
I told you I was trying to look for them.
Yeah,
I've been seeing them, and I was like, I'm a guy who don't really like to click links. I like to just go to YouTube and search them in.
Okay.
And maybe I was just looking up the wrong thing or something that day, but you sent it to me, and I've been watching them. You know what I'm saying? I love them, to be honest, bro. It's something that I think we need more of from people down here, especially who are just not even making beats, but just doing their own like studio sessions, and you go in the stars and record it.
And I like what you've been doing, bro. And I've been tapping in with it, and then like everybody else is like doing these podcasts, vlogs, whatever. Right. Because me, like, I feel
like 2025 is the year of content.
Yeah, we can go crazy. Everybody understanding, like, come on now, So, like, I used to travel a lot for work and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So, I'm beating the road now for hours, and so it's like, that's what I'm mainly listening to. I'm listening to podcasts. I'm looking up vlogs.
I'm a Club Shay Shay fan. I love Club Shay Shay. I know that you probably like. I listen to Gilly Wallow. I got a couple that I listen to.
I listen to them. Get $1 worth of game. Club Shay Shay. I like the Cat Williams joint. Yeah, for sure. I was still into that one.
I say let me not say Club Shay Shay. It's the one Uncle Ocho. One with him.
Him. Okay,
I like that one way better.
I see the snippets on social media.
I love that one. And, that's more tuned towards sports. I'm a sports head, so I kind of like that. So getting into your vlogs, what kind of started that, and just being like, I'm gonna just start. Obviously you started working a little more heavier, and I think it was a smart move on your end. But kind of what made you kind of just be like, I'm gonna start videoing this shit?
Man, to be honest, I don't know. Like you said, I consume a lot of stuff, and it don't just be like nonsense stuff. Whether it be educational about music business or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it was more so towards that push, like, hey, in today's market, today's field, you need content. But I want to, before I get into that, I want to go back and say, because I said it in the previous interview, that Soulja Boy and then Wiz Khalifa Day to Day, they vlogs. is what started me. But
I love Wiz Khalifa's.
even before then, I gotta go back and give my other cousin a shout out.
Okay.
Jalen Jones.
Okay.
Out of Texas High.
Okay.
They used to have Naked Boy ENT, and this is when like we in middle school, high school.
Like 06, 07?
This is probably like probably like 07 on up through our high school years.
Okay.
And it was just all them, all third. That's when we used to have third degree down here. And all them, they used to be running around doing stuff, and it used to be so funny, and it used to be well edited.
Right.
And so locally, I would say he was definitely a major influence in the vlog stuff. And I'm still trying to get him to start that stuff back up to this day. But
he was ahead of his time.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like, and he worked with the camera, he do videography, all that stuff. Cool. He out there in Dallas, ripping and running it up, he moving around, shooting movies.
Is his name Jalen Everett Jones or something?
Yep, that's my cousin.
Okay, I've heard of him. Yeah. He does some great work, actually.
Exactly, yeah. So man.
Okay, shout out Jalen for sure.
All them, School of Bun, all of them. But man, just need more content where I go with the vlogs, and it just kind of became fun. Mm-hmm. More so than a task or something that I needed to do.
Right.
So and I understood too that like I needed to build my brand, put my face out there. Cause I'm really like a low key, kind of like behind the scenes. Like
you're mysterious.
You're
on the come up though. So when you're on the come up, it's not really
like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta step out of it. So I realized that. So but man, it's been fun. Everybody been embracing it.
Well, I was actually going to say the opposite. When you're on the come up, I feel like it's okay to be mysterious. It's okay for, obviously what you're doing for your brand is great. I love it. Because putting the face with the name, with the cool logo that we see behind you. The first thing I had ever, I think, saw from you actually was, I think it was that. Was that a pack or something that you had put out?
Probably a while back, I did a beat tape.
Beat tape, that's what it was.
Yeah, I did a beat tape.
That was the first time I ever locked in and was like, let me see, because I'm so like, I'm young. I'm the youngest I feel like in this music game down here, and I'm just still like, there's not enough producers, So when I came across you, I was like, oh, wow, okay, maybe he'll unlock something that I haven't seen, maybe some people that I don't know, and then it's kind of getting into my next question. You kind of went down to some of my people, and I'm not gonna say the ones that I've worked with personally, but your name's traveling. Shout out my boy Bubba. He kind of let me know about you, saying that some of his guys were talking about you. Kind of let me know how that started, that relationship, and kind of getting on the. A lot of people don't know you gotta move around.
Yeah, most definitely, bro. Man, I done moved around so much, and I don't want to forget nobody, leave nobody out, and I don't even just necessarily remember your boy, and I'm very appreciative that he mentioned my name, but man, I done been somewhere everywhere, bro. Like, my mentality behind that has been like, if you're not getting love in your own city, move around. Don't do no complaining. Be like, oh, I'm slept on, this, and that. Build your craft. If you feel like you just that much in tune with your craft and you got it, all right, and you feel like your city not really, they denying you or whatever, move around, put it in somebody else's face. Right. And if it's really worth, some people who that you can get an unbiased opinion from, they're gonna tell you. And so that's kind of how they go. So man, I move around so much everywhere. When I tell you, bro, this music stuff has taken me in some crazy scenarios. But
so who did you connect with originally to kind of just start taking the path? Because I seen it on the vlogs. You on the most recent one, I think you were working with a couple of them. Was that down in Dallas?
That Impulse Entertainment, shout out to them, Byron, NFL, all the East Texas artists. That's like Tyler, Longview area. And
okay.
All the East, that's really East Texas.
Right.
And so I ended up meeting them through a networking event that I went to out in Tyler. Okay. At it may have been DJ Juice situation. That may have been the Shockers at the time, because he got a new building now. Mm-hmm. But anyways, long story short, it was like an artist showcase type of thing. And I had went down there with my cousin, Sid Miles, who's an artist I heard from Texas County. He hard. Right. And man, I was on some business stuff. I was like, I know it's not gonna be that many producers. Mm-hmm. This is like it's gonna be slim pickings. I go out there, do what I need to do. So I went out there and met him, and there was 2 other artists out there that really caught my attention, and I felt like really would work great with the sound that I was working on and still do. And so man, I just kind of followed up with them, cultivated a relationship with them, and shoot, even though Smoothie from my city at that time, we really didn't have a relationship like that, but we was in that event, and I was like, okay, this is the right environment to go ahead and yeah, hey, come on,
branch out.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, and now we got stuff in the vault. So, so like man, most definitely moving around, networking, and building relationships.
Yeah, I like that. So I've seen you started to work with quite a few artists. Obviously as producers, we want a lot of them. We want to be working with everybody.
And to spread yourself thin like that.
You know what I'm saying? Who are some of your favorites that you've had the pleasure? Kind of just name off some credits real quick.
Okay, it depends on if I want to be on some pop that or if I want to name like.
We can pop that. We can do local. We can mix a couple in there.
All right. No, I ain't gonna be like that. All right, so boom. Because when you coming up, it's kind of like when you're applying for a job. Everybody wants you to have 10 years experience so you can get the job. So and that's the same way with the music. It's like who you work with, etc., etc. So man, when I first came up, I was working with these local cats, Arkansas Youngin and Black Star from Texarkana. But even before them, it was the kid. This is when I used to go to Commerce when Sergeant Jay went to college.
Okay.
I used to go out there and visit him, and we used to cook up. And it was the kid and Almighty. When I used to go down there, they used to hop on like every beat I used to be down there on. And so to me, they was like JID before JID.
Okay.
Popping like that.
But J. Cole got a hold of him on the Revenge album.
Well, however it go, but then they kind of split up and did their own thing. I wish they would have kind of stayed a duo, but
that also like Ray Shrimmer type shit.
Yeah, they go crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, stuff. Yeah, so they were hopping on my beats out there in Commerce, and they kind of boosted my head up a little bit.
Right.
And so
you the confidence to know somebody gonna get on there.
Grooming them relationships, man, ended up meeting some more artists, but I think outside of that, my biggest placement is probably with Erica Banks through Sergeant J.
Right.
And then out under her probably be Z the Wizard. I got a track on his album, or his previous album.
Okay.
Or might be album for this last, because that's what be working.
He do be putting out a lot.
Man, called No Flaws.
Okay.
Which that's in one of my vlogs. My homeboy who recorded all them out there, he had pulled up on me down here, and man, we was over my uncle's house. I set up my speakers and we was frying fish and making beats. So
hey, that sound like a vibe.
Man, on me. That's how I like to do it.
Some drink, that sound like a vibe.
Yeah, so we was doing that, and then man, that ended up turning into a placement.
Okay.
Who else? Oh, I got one with Smoothie, and that just came with over time with Water in that relationship. I was able, got his number, then just started sending the beats.
Right.
And he one of them cats, and Jalen said it too, like, you don't know what you really got with bro, because he records so much until he get ready to release it. Okay. So I sent him some beats, and I ain't heard back from him until 3 months later, and he sent me like, the song's back. Like, oh yeah, I'm finna get ready. This is what we finna get put out. So that's that. Yeah, that's the credits, and it's more.
Yeah.
But
those are the pretty more genuine big ones that mean most to you right now.
Let's
talk about Erica. Obviously, you say your cousin kind of helped you with that.
Yeah, most definitely.
But it's way deeper than that. You know, she has to actually like the beat as well to get on it.
That's too.
So how did that kind of make you feel? And really, just is there anything else in the vault that we could kind of get a what do we call it, inside glimpse on? Is there any more in the works with Erica?
Man, so this is where I function. That was all orchestrated through him. And when I go that route, when I'm working with a producer or anybody, it's kind of like sealing on somebody's block. I don't step on no toes. So I don't go back and be like, hey, let me send you some. I just kind of lead it to that. But I don't know, cause I don't necessarily know what his relationship is with her. I know he done played with some stuff, and they got some hits that she's sitting on.
Yeah.
But I personally don't have a relationship with her like that. It was just like, however he presented it to her, that's how that came.
So it was kind of, he needed some more beats to shop to her. She probably wanted to hear some other sounds, some other producers.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that, because they both got beats for days. It was just like, it was just like,
let me give you this opportunity real quick to just, and you know, that's probably big.
He was just playing beats. And
that's big for another producer to like, let me step down and play somebody else's stuff real quick. Yeah. That's like real genuine, real nigga shit, as we call it. You know, excuse my French. But it's definitely, you know, something that I think even as, you know, producers, that's something that we got to get better at. You know, kind of just teach one.
I'm all about it, man.
Right.
I done had Almighty, the artist I mentioned, he produced too. And like, he used to want me to make beats for him all the time. And he was around, and I'm just like, bro, you just might as well learn how to make beats. And and so I gave him my old laptop, the HP one I was talking about. I gave him that one, let him make beats on it and have all the sounds. Crazy. And then he just came down here recently, gave him a whole another laptop that I souped up, gave him a hard drive. Because really, since I already put it out there, I'm really in the market to kind of, I don't want to say sign producers, but I'm building a team. Right. And if I see you truly got it, I want to work with you. You're one of the people that I kind of wanted under my production company.
Right.
And so it's official but unofficial, to where it's like, I gave him all that with the intent of him being on the team, on my production company. But if it don't turn into that, it's no hard feelings. It's love at the end of the day.
Right.
But man. That and then when I'm places, I'm bringing my producer homeboys, and I'm playing beats that we done cooked up. So it's always been like that for me. I'm not a greedy or like feel like I'm gonna miss out.
Right.
Or it's enough for everybody.
Yeah, it's enough money. I like that. I like that. Okay, so man, 2025 is here. You know, you're actually my first interview of 2025. I know I just dropped one in 2025, but that was filmed in 2024. Yeah. So I'm kind of just more interested to know, what are your goals going into 2025?
Man, it is up this year and for the rest of the years, man. So really, it's been like this. I'm not gonna. I guess I might. It depends on how I'm feeling. Get out the whole master plan, but. It started out as work on your craft, build it up to where you know you got something. Then it was like, okay, kind of get that confirmation, validation, et cetera, boom. And now it's like, I done put in the groundwork of sending out beats and doing all that stuff. And it's to the point now where it's like, okay, my name kind of bubbling. It's time to go ahead and put it in these folks' face. So I've been working on the cover art for it, but I'm eventually, like I've been talking to artists too, that those of them who I'm locked in with, they know. I've been focusing on doing 5-song projects, and it's gonna be called Operation Flood the Streets. Now, like that. in a perfect world, it would have already started. It would have already been a tape being released this month, because my objective is to release a tape every month with an artist. And so it hadn't worked out like that, but I have about a good 4 or 5 that I'm locked in with, that we finna get started on that. And then from there, it's more too that I gotta go just hit up and follow up with and get that done. But so that's one thing. So if it depends on the work ethic, it depends on the budget they got, if they in a studio like that, et cetera. Right. But I'm gonna do that. That's my plan. I'll take 5 pieces every month. The vlogs, of course. I've been debating this here recently about just starting to record more of the cook-up process and let folks kind of see that. But after your interview I seen with Sergeant J, where you asked him about doing the tutorials and stuff like that, I'm kind of like, yeah, it makes sense, because you don't want to get the sauce out before the sauce is globally recognized. Right. So it's like, yeah, I'm kind of like, but for the sake of content, I might still put it out. But yeah, man, like
it never hurts. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
for sure.
It's not like you're giving out everything that you got.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times what I like when I see vlogs, and if I had to kind of, and we're doing this on the interview. I don't know why I'm doing this, but if I kind of had to give you a little advice, I like when they show the actual layout of like what's on the screen for the producer.
Yep, and that's how I got it set up. That's how I have it set up. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I kind of like that you at first have took a different. You're not doing the same, which I know that's something that you're gonna want to do.
Yeah.
But I would stay authentic. Do it. Not saying do your thing, do your thing.
Yeah.
But don't forget where you start. I like that. I really love how it's almost like dang. It's like seeing those old Dr. Dre and it's like you're like, man, what was behind that computer? You know what I'm saying? So I like that. If I had to give you some advice, I would tell you don't go too crazy just yet. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how we like to keep upgrading stuff, and we obviously as content creators and I like to just call us entertainers in general.
Yeah,
I feel like anybody that's putting their face to the name is an entertainer. Yeah. We can't sell anything that we can't see. And I try to tell a lot of people that as far as when it comes to artists, a lot of people know I've worked with artists, and at a very young age, I've worked with artists who are 30, 40. I've worked with artists who are 12, 13 years old. I've had the luxury of being able to sign to different labels here and there, locally, out of town. I'm at a point now where it's all cam, independent. I got to do what I got to do.
Since you done seen the blueprint, how it's done,
I done talked to these people, seen these people. As far as being a producer and working with somebody, I work with a guy named SBG Tez. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Of course, I don't work with bro. Man,
I've had a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? It's been a blessing.
So man, this is when they had the studio out there set up behind Sergeant Denim crib when they had the
old S&G.
I
call the old S&G.
Right, but
old TBR too.
Yeah. And so, he was down there, and that's when I rock with bro, because not only is he hard at rapping, that boy can really play some keys.
Man, so, that boy take you somewhere with the keys.
So we were him and Jake was back there cooking up, and he laid down some chords and stuff like that, and man, I just added some top line stuff on it, and it was just he ain't rapping, we just in producer mode. We was cooking up, and so that same thing, that was him and Jay situation more so than anything, and so it was like later on down the line when I seen him, because I had seen him at the mall one day, and I was like, man, we got locked in.
Oh yeah, he used to work at the mall for a long time.
He
was working there for a little minute.
But, he was just sitting there shopping with his homeboy, and he was like, and I like this about him because he's straightforward to the point, blunt person. He was like, man, but you be bull stuffing. I was like,
They tell it to me all the time, too. We just busy people.
Yeah, on me, But I like that, though, because it keep you, man.
Yeah. Keep you level-headed and let you know this is genuine.
Man, we got more to do, because y'all stuff, I used to text you on Instagram before we even just
knew
each other. Before we even tapped in. And that's one thing about me, bro. If I'm a fan of you, bro, if I like your stuff, I'm not going to hold nuts on you, bro. I'm going to tell you, like, bro, y'all going hard.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you think I'm the hardest thing, walk, whatever. I'm going to tell you, hey, bro, what y'all doing on the side is hard. So, when y'all was doing all that soul sample stuff, he was, man, what? And, man.
So, you have been fine. Okay, so
I
didn't know how deep that's what I was about to ask. Have you been able to?
Yeah.
Okay, so, you've seen our relationship. You've seen how we're doing stuff. 2025. We kind of been quiet, very quiet, because I'm all about timing. I like to tell people that people have seasons, and I truly believe that. Like right now, it's Little Baby season. As much as they trying to shit on that album, Wham.
I just seen the slaughter on it.
I'm fucking with it.
I hadn't listened to it, but I seen that.
I'm fucking with it. As a producer, whoever he's got right now, turn them up.
So my thing about that too, and this is what side note we on, but I hadn't listened to the album, but I seen that look. Everybody like eyes ain't even whatever.
Right.
But I'm like, he one of the first people to release this year, so he kind of setting the bar.
Oh yeah.
If this is not the bar, and if it is,
right,
or if it ain't, it's whatever.
Right.
But if it is, this is going to be what the sound is. This is the trend, the way where it's going to go. So it's like, pay attention.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So
it is. And one thing I learned listening to it is, I told myself it's not going to be for everybody. Because a lot of people are listening to it probably and being like, I don't know what they expect. You know, you've been listening to Big X the Plug, obviously. He took over 2024.
Yeah.
Who else are some ones that Tyler the Creator? He's another one that's outside the box, has been doing his thing again. And so I think a lot of people are getting used to these new sounds, and so you forget who you're listening to. You know, when I'm listening to Lil Baby, I want to hear Lil Baby. I want to hear, you know, Gutter Street, Now I'm Rich. You know, I want to hear Lil Baby. And I got that. You know, I think a lot of people are always trying to listen to something and make it a DaBaby situation. We can't make every music situation a DaBaby, because sometimes if we do that, we're going to be missing out on what we came for. It's like going to McDonald's. You can't go to McDonald's and expect Burger King. You can't go to Burger King and expect Subway.
Yeah, it all depends on what the artist presents too, because like some of them might be like, okay, I'm on a totally different vibe, right. It's not the old me. This I appreciate the new me. But yeah, I'm gonna say this: there's not one album in the world that I can think of where I like every song on the album.
Of course not. Actually, Bryson Tiller's Trap Soul is my only. I can listen from start to finish. Trap Soul is just every iPhone, anything I got, all my computers have it. I'm sorry, I had to.
Oh yeah, you did.
That's probably about the only song, and I'm not trying to ride his nuts, nothing. But I just grew up in that era of like where R&B kind of just sounded the same for so long.
Now you say that, you feel make me put my foot in my mouth. I take that back. All right, so boom, because my vibe is like Dom Kennedy, Currency, Larry June, just the chill player type stuff. Right. And so, and I like some of everything.
That orange juice music, we call it.
I guess
that's
so.
That's what we call it.
Yeah, because I used to listen to the Wiz too.
Yeah.
And so, Wiz Khalifa, but
and I only vibe with him because his name is Cameron. I'll be very honest. Like, ever since I found that out, I was Wiz Khalifa. His actual name is Cameron. Yeah, it's with a C though. It's with a C. I can't say too much.
Yeah, but yeah, man. So like Wiz Khalifa, Currency stuff, and that's really kind of the motivation behind my 5-piece project every month. That boy went on a whole year run where he was putting out a tape every month, and he really on like my bucket list of artists to work with. Once I get one in with him, Dom Kennedy. Them gonna be like the OGs of like me listening and being a consumer and wanting to work with them. Then it's like, man, this is whatever. Man. But man, his work ethic and then his cult like following or his niche is not necessarily mainstream, but he's set. Like, and that's kind of what I want to get to. Like, I want to build something with an artist or for my brand where I have my audience, the set in stone audience, and then they just traverse through different artists or different sounds with me, and we kind of go through that. So, yeah, man, I forgot where we was even.
No, you're good. You're on topic.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: a lot of people, again, we're talking about producer artists. Yeah. A lot of producers don't feel the necessary need to partner up with an artist. Let's say Turbo and Gunna was a very good. Sold out dates, start. Do you think it's still prominent for a producer to have an artist to work with?
Most definitely, and it's kind of follow up with that the Erica Banks thing. It's like when you starting out, and especially when you trying to prove yourself, or when you just got tunnel vision in it, you go placement crazy. Just like, man, I gotta get this placement. I gotta get this placement. Whatever. And then it's like you get one. And either nothing really come of it, or it's not. It don't make it as big of a difference as you thought. Right. So then it's like, okay, boom, back to the bubbles. So it make more sense to go back and build with an artist, and that kind of contributes towards longevity too. So like that's kind of why I'm like, man, I'm not really like I would love to work with Eric again or whoever else that I feel like that I mentioned earlier. But it's like if I can get my sound off more consistently with somebody who is on that grind, just as hungry and working, then I'll do that too. Because the thing about it is like, boom, she came up with Jay. Yeah. They book her sound is synonymous with him. So it's like no matter if I give her one record or whatever and it just blow up, she's still gonna be known for what they did. So I want my legacy to be set in stone with the artists that I'm building with. So yeah, most definitely it is important to build up and coming artists. Because I up and coming artists. I don't want to say local artists because
and I feel like nothing wrong with giving, you know, some beats to local artists.
Different
price, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you never know, anybody can pop these days.
And that be the thing too, like establishing a budget and making a relationship make sense, making sure it's like it's kind of balanced, because not everybody has the budget to pay what you would charge Erica Banks or what you would charge Smoothie or anybody else. So it's like when it comes down to that, if they have a team, you do how you do it, or if it's just like you said, local artists, y'all just need to be transparent and make sure that the terms and the agreement is so much set in stone or well off that it's not gonna hinder the creative process.
Of course.
Yeah. So and that be the thing with up and coming and local artists. So like well, for me anyway, I feel like it's kind of, don't nobody want to say their number first.
Right.
So it's like, hey, okay, let's work. And to me, when you say, you come in my inbox and you say let's work, and you don't leave with like a price or you tell me your budget or whatever, it's like you basically saying, let me get some free product.
Right.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's like
or you're leaving the door open for a lot of questions.
Yeah. Let's get to the point early, man. It's like, hey, you let me know, hey, you don't got a budget, but this is what you're doing. Right. All right, it's cool, because if you leave with that, then I'm like, okay. Yeah. And sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, because I don't want to come off.
Right. I've had people come to me and be like, hey man, I got my distribution in order. I can't pay you, but I promise you, if you let me get this beat, I can go ahead and put you on the back end. I can make a percentage, right?
That don't mean nothing being streaming though.
And that's a lot of times, and I was about to get to that. There's a lot of times people, they are learning the game. There's YouTube is out here. There's stuff for people to learn. I've been surprised by the people who are very like local, still coming up, whether it be in town or out of town, how much knowledge they know and what they're willing to do with it. But I also let them know that knowledge is only good if I'm benefiting off of the knowledge. So, you know, like you said, if they're streaming, it's good for everybody. But if we're not basically streaming, most of the time that's what you're paying the producer for, because I remember coming up as a young guy, 13, 14, going to Sergeant's studio, trying to get a beat from Sergeant J himself, and just thinking in that moment, you know, man, why am I really buying something from somebody who's local? But not understanding that he's only going to be local for so long. It only take one.
That's an investment. And like, and it's kind of how it's been with my setup now. Right. It's like, I'm kind of like in a deal with Impulse Entertainment, and we negotiated everything, and it was straight enough for me, and it's like boom. We locked in at this price for so long, so many beats. But if he sit on them and I'm projected to go where I see myself going, that's like, stop, man. Now the value of that just went up.
Of course.
So yeah, so with that, when you invest early on with somebody, a producer or anybody, they'll be more slated to work with you on the back later on down the line, versus trying to get over on somebody.
Right. Because a lot of artists don't know, when you're buying a beat from somebody like Jay, you're low key buying it for that name. You're buying it so you can hear that tag. You know, it's a partnership.
That and also in that you're paying for the experience.
Right.
It's just
a lot of producers are coming like artists, Metro Boomin. I mean, obviously that's a huge step from what we're talking about now. But I mean, it's obtainable. Obtainable.
Yeah, it's the goal. Yeah.
So I think a lot of people need to understand, like, producers. I'm talking about producers.
Yeah.
A lot of producers are like, I'm just the sound. Yeah, but you can be so much more than that.
Yeah, because it's like you that's nice and fine and dandy, but like just on a business tip, like what they say, if you want to be a millionaire, if you want to be successful, you need like 7 streams of income. It's something that you can do as a producer. Right. If your brand is in order, you not only selling beats, you maybe you want an engineer, you can do that. You can do sync stuff where you selling beats to commercials. Right. You can.
That's the wave I've been on lately. I just got on that about a year ago. So
man,
I've been loving it. I'm waiting to hear something on Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. What? That's the bag right there.
That's the bag.
You ain't got to worry about no egos. Man. the business is professional. Yeah, I'm figuring switch that lane too.
Yeah.
Or it's some stuff I'm finna do.
Oh, you gonna love it. I got you some sites too if you need them.
We gonna see if we know the same stuff.
Yeah.
Man. So that I'm gonna start messing with that. But like right now in the brand building phase where I'm at with it.
Right.
I'm doing what I'm doing with artists. But yeah, drum kits, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like man, yeah, it's so many ways to go about it. It's just
Right.
it's like make people want to spend money with you, because if you don't have that brand, you don't have the online presence, it's like, why would I give you this money? And that's kind of how it is when people are purchasing beats, and that's why it's like it's that prove yourself kind of thing of like who you work with. So it makes sense when they ask, or when you ask them for the number on your beats,
right?
You already got all that in order. So yeah,
I like that. So we're getting to the end of the show, man. And before we get out of here, I like to ask everybody, what's one do and one don't? What's the Denim Dale's do's and don'ts?
Just in life, studio, or what?
Anything. It doesn't got to be music. It could just be just something you live by. One do, one don't.
And the don'ts. Man, the dudes.
They was on the same thing. Say a lot.
Yes. Yeah, man, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna keep it. I don't even know. Let me see. All right, dudes. I'm gonna say, do keep an open mind and be a sponge and be willing, even if you feel like you know everything, be willing to sit there and act like you don't know nothing so you can absorb knowledge. That's one thing that's taken me far. Like I'm just like if I need to be a fly on the wall and I just observe and I take in knowledge, and then when the light is shining on me, I'm able to present more than what people think I'm capable of doing. So that's the thing I would say do. Don'ts. I'm gonna say don't be so untouchable to where you can't take constructive criticism or advice on how to be better. And they kind of fall under like being humble. Because if you are so much up on your high horse, you really can't see who ready for you to take that fall and who conspiring against you. So it's like be humble. Not humble to the point to where you don't shine your light or pop your stuff when you need to pop it, but always realize that like you can always be better than you were the day before, the minute before, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, most definitely.
I like that. All right, so before we get out of here, is there anybody you want to shout out, give some flowers to? This is the part of the show where we kind of just show some love, shine some light on some other people other than ourselves.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Man, all the artists that I'm working with, all the artists that I haven't just locked in with, but I'm communicating, and I'm telling you I want to work. We're gonna lock in. Just wait on me. Be patient with me. But my homeboys, my producer partners, all y'all, man. It's so many in the name. I don't leave nobody out. But y'all know who y'all are. We had that relationship. We talk. When we do talk, it's love. Man, just shout out everybody, bro. Everybody who is chasing a dream, whether it be creatively, financially, whatever it is, like everybody that kind of has that tunnel vision or a sense of delusion, like, or what Sergeant B say, everybody who dreaming, keep dreaming. It's possible, because if you working for somebody else, you helping them build their dream. So now why not work on your own dream? So anybody that's out here taking these risks and chasing your dreams and man doing what you gotta do so you can do what you want to do, I salute you. I'm a fan. I'm inspired by you.
Appreciate you. Let everybody know where they can contact you if they want to get in contact with you.
Man, I'm Instagram the primary source. Denim Dale on Instagram, YouTube is the Denim Dale or Denim Dale, and then I'm working on everything else in order. So them two the main ones y'all can lock in with me on.
Cool. And we appreciate you coming through. It's been a pleasure. This is our first time, if y'all don't know, meeting face to face.
Right, yeah.
Seeing it. I wish my teeth was better and everything. I done got tooth knocked out and everything. Everybody been looking at me like, Kim, you going through it. I've been working, y'all. I'm sorry. When you're hibernating in studios and you got to move and do all this, man, 2024, I'm going to put it like this. It gave me a run for my money. It gave me a run for my money.
2024 was my bounce back year. 2023, I went through it. I'm up. I'm back on building, baby. We take off, man. We take off.
Appreciate y'all. This is not the only one that we'll do. He's gonna be back more times. Like he said, this is like some Vlad shit. So make sure y'all go subscribe to our YouTube page at Ready to Talk. If you haven't noticed, that's our podcast page with my guy BGB the Grizz. We're over there doing our thing. We're at 1.2 thousand subscribers. We're trying to make the 1.5 by February. So make sure y'all keep coming through and subscribing. This is the night shift with my boy Denim Dale, DJ Cam West, and we out.
We out.